October 3rd, 1993. The skies over Mogadishu, Somalia, are filled with the sound of helicopters. Below, a team of elite U.S. soldiers moves with speed and purpose. Their mission is supposed to last less than an hour, but then a flash from a rooftop. A rocket-propelled grenade streaks through the air and finds its mark. A Black Hawk helicopter, its tail rotor destroyed, begins to spin wildly. It falls from the sky, a plume of black smoke tracing its path down into the maze of city streets. On the ground, the soldiers look up in disbelief. In an instant, a simple plan has shattered. A mission to capture has become a desperate fight for survival. To understand this moment, we must go back. In the early 1990s, Somalia was a country in pain. A terrible civil war had torn it apart. With no government to keep order, there was also no way to get food to the people. A great famine spread across the land, and hundreds of thousands of people began to starve. The world could not ignore the suffering. The United Nations organized a mission to bring food and aid to the Somali people. Soldiers from many countries, including the United States, arrived to protect the food shipments and make sure they reached those who needed them most. It was a mission of hope, but this mission of mercy faced a great danger. A powerful warlord named Mohammed Farah Aidid controlled much of the city of Mogadishu. He did not want peace. He wanted power, and he saw the food aid as a way to get it. Aidid's militia, a large group of armed fighters loyal only to him, would attack the food convoys. They stole the aid meant for the starving and used it to feed their own soldiers and control the people. The mission to help had to change. To save the people, they had to stop the warlord. To deal with Aidid, the United States sent a special group of soldiers called Task Force Ranger. This was a team made of America's best. It combined two very different but very skilled groups. First were the U.S. Army Rangers. They were highly trained soldiers, known for their bravery and working together as a team. With them were operators from Delta Force, a top-secret unit skilled in special missions. Together, they were a powerful force, sent to capture Aidid and his key leaders. The plan for October 3rd seemed simple. Spies had learned that two of Aidid's most important men were meeting in a building in the city. The mission was to get in, capture them, and get out, all very quickly. Helicopters would carry the soldiers into the heart of the city. The Delta Force operators would slide down ropes from the hovering helicopters, a move called a fast rope insertion. They would storm the building and grab the targets, while the Rangers formed a secure perimeter outside, blocking the streets to protect them. The whole thing was supposed to be over in 30 minutes. The plan is set. Now, the execution begins. Helicopters slice through the afternoon sky over Mogadishu. In minutes, elite Delta Force operators are on ropes, sliding down into the target building. The speed is overwhelming. Before the enemy can react, the targets are captured. It is a perfect, by-the-book operation. But a city is not a training ground. As the soldiers secure the prisoners and wait for their ground convoy to arrive, the streets begin to awaken. What was a quiet neighborhood turns into a storm of resistance. The planned quick extraction becomes a slow, dangerous fight as roadblocks made of burning tires appear and the sound of gunfire echoes from every alley. Then, a single, terrible moment changes everything. A rocket-propelled grenade, a simple but deadly weapon, streaks through the air. It finds its mark on the tail of a Black Hawk helicopter, call sign Super 61. The powerful machine shudders, its rotors faltering. For the soldiers on the ground, the sight is impossible. Their eye in the sky, their symbol of strength, is falling. The Black Hawk spirals down, crashing deep inside the city. The mission is no longer about capturing a warlord's men. The new objective is immediate and absolute: rescue the crew. Every soldier on the ground, once part of an attack force, is now a rescuer. Their training, their focus, their very purpose shifts in an instant. They must now move toward the crash, into the heart of an area controlled by thousands of enemy fighters. The city, once just a backdrop for their mission, has become the main enemy. Every window, every doorway is a potential threat. The carefully laid plan has been torn apart by a single lucky shot. As the Rangers and Delta operators fight their way toward the first crash site, the tactical situation goes from bad to worse. Another Black Hawk, Super 64, circles overhead, providing covering fire for the rescue teams on the ground, but it too is hit. A second helicopter is down. The commanders now face a nightmare. There are two separate crash sites, located in different parts of the city. The American force is small, and now it is split, trying to reach two different locations at once. They are surrounded, low on supplies, and losing the daylight that gave them an advantage. At the second crash site, the pilot, Michael Durant, is the only crew member to survive. He is injured and trapped in the wreckage. Circling high above, two Delta Force snipers, Sergeant First Class Randy Shughart and Master Sgt. Gordon, watch the scene unfold. They can see that enemy fighters are closing in on the lone survivor. They make a request over the radio that stuns their commanders. They ask to be put on the ground to protect the pilot. They know the odds. They know there is no plan to extract them. Their request is denied. It is too dangerous. But they ask again, and then a third time. They will not watch a fellow soldier be captured or killed. Permission is finally granted. Shughart and Gordon are lowered into the swirling dust and chaos. With only their personal weapons, they pull the injured pilot from the helicopter and set up a defensive position. They chose to enter a fight they knew they could not win, to give another man a chance to live. This was the ultimate act of valor, a deliberate choice to sacrifice everything for a comrade. Through the long, dark hours, the surviving soldiers held their ground. Surrounded, with supplies running low and friends lost, their courage never broke. They fought through the night, a small island of resolve in a city of chaos, their every action a testament to their training and their promise to never leave a fallen comrade behind. As dawn approached, a rescue convoy finally broke through the city's defenses. This was a large force, made up of American soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division, along with brave troops from Malaysia and Pakistan, working together under the United Nations flag. They fought their way street by street to reach the trapped men. The extraction was a desperate race against time. There was not enough room in the armored vehicles for everyone. Some soldiers had to run for safety beside the convoy, fighting off attacks as they moved. This dangerous run became known as the Mogadishu Mile, a final, grueling test of endurance after a night of unending battle. The battle, which became famously known through the book and movie Black Hawk Down, sent shockwaves back to the United States. The images from the fight were powerful and unsettling for the American people. The mission, intended to be quick and precise, had turned into one of the most intense firefights for U.S. troops since the Vietnam War. In the weeks that followed, the political impact was swift. President Clinton ordered all American forces to leave Somalia. For the next decade, the memory of this battle made American leaders very careful about sending troops into similar conflicts, a hesitation that became known as the Somalia Syndrome. We must always remember the human cost of this single day of fighting. This story provides a human-level breakdown that goes beyond simple tactics. 18 American soldiers gave their lives, and another 73 were wounded. Many hundreds of Somalis also died in the conflict. Behind each of these numbers is a personal story of a son, a father, or a friend. Their sacrifice is a solemn reminder of the true price of conflict, a price paid by families and communities on all sides. It is a debt of honor that history must never forget. The Battle of Mogadishu in 1993 remains a powerful lesson in military history. It taught hard lessons about the challenges of fighting in crowded cities, where the lines between friend and enemy can be blurred. It also showed the world the incredible bravery of soldiers who refuse to give up, even when everything has gone wrong. This event forces us to think deeply about the reasons for going to war and the importance of having clear goals. It highlights the incredible skill and courage required of soldiers, and the strategic planning needed to support them when they are sent into harm's way. The valor shown in those 18 hours continues to inspire and instruct us today. The Battle of Mogadishu exposed the brutal realities of modern urban warfare. In a city, the battlefield is not a flat field, but a three-dimensional maze. Streets become narrow channels, forcing soldiers into predictable paths. Buildings are not just cover, they are fortresses, with windows and rooftops offering countless angles for attack. This complex environment can challenge even the most technologically advanced military force. Every corner, every alley, and every doorway can hide a threat. The clear lines of sight found in open country disappear, replaced by a chaotic landscape that favors the defender. A soldier must look up, down, and all around at the same time. This constant, overwhelming need for awareness is one of the greatest challenges of fighting in a city, turning a simple patrol into an exhausting, nerve-wracking ordeal. The Somali militia understood this environment perfectly. They did not fight like a traditional army. Instead, they used their knowledge of the city as a weapon. They moved through hidden paths, used crowds for cover, and communicated with simple signals. Their strategy was to turn the city itself against the American soldiers, making every street a potential trap. For the U.S. Rangers and Delta Force operators, survival depended on their training and their values. Central to their actions was the Ranger Creed, a promise that every soldier makes. One line is especially important: "I will never leave a fallen comrade." This was not just a motto. It was an unbreakable rule that guided every decision made on that terrible day. When the Black Hawk helicopters were shot down, the mission instantly changed. It was no longer about capturing a warlord, it was about rescuing their friends. The Creed demanded they stay and fight, no matter the cost. This commitment to each other was their greatest strength, giving them a powerful reason to endure against impossible odds. As the hours passed, the realities of being cut off became clear. Ammunition started to run low, and the soldiers had little water to drink in the intense heat. Radio messages were filled with the sounds of battle, making it hard to coordinate. They had to rely on their immediate squad mates and their training to hold their ground and protect the crash sites. The lessons learned from those 18 hours changed the United States military forever. The battle became a critical case study, forcing a complete rethinking of how to prepare for urban combat. The military realized that soldiers needed more specialized training to fight effectively in the confusing and dangerous environment of a city. Specifically, the battle showed the dangers of using light vehicles and helicopters in a dense urban area. In response, the military invested in better armored vehicles designed for city streets and improved how different branches of the armed forces worked together during complex missions. The painful Mogadishu Mile run to safety highlighted the need for better protection and extraction plans. The battle also forces us to think about what it means to win. While the American soldiers fought with incredible bravery and skill, the high cost of the mission led to a major shift in foreign policy. It showed that a tactical success can sometimes feel like a strategic loss, proving that victory in battle is often complex and difficult to define. Ultimately, Mogadishu was a harsh reminder that courage and technology alone do not guarantee an easy victory. The urban battlefield has its own rules, favoring local knowledge and fierce determination. The legacy of the battle is a lesson in respect for the challenges of city fighting and a solemn tribute to the soldiers who refused to leave a fallen comrade behind.